Picture this. Two people wake up tomorrow morning. One earns $10,000 a year. The other earns $1 million. They both have 24 hours in a day. They both eat, sleep, stress, dream, and work. But the way they experience life, completely different universes. At one level, every small expense feels dangerous. At another, money becomes less about survival and more about freedom, status, and influence. Somewhere along the way, your relationship with time changes. Your friendships change. Your confidence changes. Even the way the world treats you changes. Today, we're going level by level from $10,000 a year all the way to $1 million to explore what life actually feels like at every salary tier. The habits, the struggles, the mindset shifts, the hidden pressures, and the surprising truths nobody talks about. And trust me, some of these levels are probably not what you expect. Let's start at the bottom. At $10,000 a year, life is survival mode. Every decision feels heavy. Rent matters. Gas matters. Groceries matter. One unexpected expense can completely destroy your month. At this level, people aren't thinking about investing or building wealth. They're thinking about making it to Friday. You might work part-time jobs, gig apps, temporary work. Maybe you're a student. Maybe you're starting over. Or maybe the economy simply hasn't been kind to you. But psychologically, this level is exhausting because your brain never fully relaxes. Financial stress becomes background noise 24/7. And here's something people don't understand unless they've lived it. Being broke is expensive. Cheap food hurts your health. Cheap transportation breaks down. Late fees pile up. You don't buy the best option. You buy the only option you can afford right now. Now move up to around $25,000 a year. Life becomes slightly more stable, but still fragile. You can cover basic necessities most months, but there's very little margin for mistakes. At this level, people often feel trapped in routines. Wake up, work, pay bills, repeat. Maybe there's enough money for occasional fast food, small entertainment, or a budget vacation once a year. But underneath it all is a constant awareness that one emergency could reset everything. And this is where comparison starts becoming dangerous. Social media makes everyone else look richer than they really are. You see luxury lifestyles online while you're calculating whether you can afford takeout. It creates this quiet feeling that you're falling behind in life, even though millions of people are living exactly the same way. Now let's hit around $50,000 a year. For many people, this feels like the first level of normal adulthood. You can usually pay bills on time. Maybe you own a decent car. Maybe you rent a decent apartment. You're not rich, but you're not constantly panicking anymore either. And that relief changes everything mentally. You finally have breathing room. You can think beyond survival. Maybe you start saving a little money. Maybe you invest for the first time. Maybe you start imagining a future that actually feels stable. But this level introduces a new trap: lifestyle inflation. As income rises, expenses quietly rise too. Better apartment, better phone, better clothes, nicer restaurants. Suddenly the raise you worked so hard for disappears into upgraded living costs. This is where many people accidentally stay stuck for years, because earning more money feels good, but controlling lifestyle inflation is much harder than most people expect. Now we move into the $75,000 to $100,000 range. This is where society starts treating you differently. People assume you're successful now. Family members ask for advice. Friends think you've made it. And honestly, in many parts of the world, this income does feel comfortable. You can travel occasionally. You can save consistently. You can handle emergencies without total panic. Your life feels more flexible. But here's the strange part nobody warns you about. Stress doesn't disappear. It just changes shape. At lower incomes, stress is about survival. At higher incomes, stress becomes about maintaining your lifestyle, career pressure, status, and future expectations. The stakes feel bigger because now you actually have something to lose. This is also the stage where careers become deeply tied to identity. People stop saying, "I work a job." They start saying, "I am a lawyer. I am a manager. I am an engineer." Income and identity slowly merge together. Now let's jump to around $150,000 a year. This is where life starts becoming genuinely convenient. Convenience is one of the biggest luxuries money buys. You stop thinking about small purchases constantly. You value time more than tiny savings. Maybe you pay extra for food delivery, faster flights, better healthcare, services that reduce stress. And for the first time, money begins creating options instead of just comfort. You can leave bad jobs more easily, move cities, take risks, help family members financially. That flexibility creates confidence, and confidence changes how people move through life. But this income level also creates an invisible social shift. Your peer group changes, conversations change, expectations change. Suddenly people around you are discussing investments, business ideas, property, networking, and career growth constantly. Environment starts shaping ambition. Now we enter the $250,000 range, around $250,000 $500,000 a year. This is where the average person begins imagining rich people, luxury apartments, nice vacations, premium experiences. And yes, life at this level can feel amazing, but it's also where the gap between appearance and reality becomes huge. Some people earning $250,000 are building real wealth quietly. Others are deeply trapped in expensive lifestyles, massive mortgages, luxury car payments, private schools, status spending, and non-stop pressure to maintain appearances. This is the level where people realize high income and wealth are not the same thing. A doctor making $250K with huge debt can feel poorer than a business owner making less but owning valuable assets, and that realization changes the game completely. Now let's move into the $500,000 range, $500,000 a year. At this level, life becomes less about purchasing power and more about leverage. You start outsourcing things, assistants, accountants, financial advisors, maybe even entire teams helping manage your time and money. Wealthy people often buy back time instead of buying random products. This level also changes how risk feels. Starting businesses becomes easier when failure won't destroy your survival. Investing becomes easier when you already have a strong safety net. The ability to take risks is one of the biggest advantages wealth creates. And something fascinating happens psychologically here. People stop caring as much about prices and start caring more about exclusivity, private memberships, elite networking circles, access, privacy, influence. Because once your basic needs and luxuries are covered, status shifts from ownership to access. Now we arrive at $1 million per year, the level most people fantasize about. And yes, it's life-changing money, but maybe not in the way people imagine. At this level, the biggest transformation isn't luxury, it's control. Control over your time, your schedule, your environment, your opportunities. You can live almost anywhere, work almost anywhere, meet almost anyone. Money stops feeling like a monthly problem and starts feeling like a strategic tool. But here's the hidden truth. The higher the income level climbs, the fewer people truly relate to your life. Your problems become unusual. Your circles become smaller. Trust becomes harder. A millionaire worries less about bills and more about protecting wealth, managing taxes, avoiding bad investments, and maintaining privacy. The problems don't disappear, they evolve. And surprisingly, many wealthy people discover something strange after reaching huge income levels. Happiness doesn't rise endlessly with money. The first increases in income dramatically improve quality of life because they remove stress and insecurity. But after a certain point, the emotional difference between earning $500K and $1 million often becomes much smaller than the difference between earning $25K and $75. Because money solves money problems. It doesn't automatically solve loneliness, purpose, insecurity, health, or relationships. And honestly, this is where many people finally realize something important. Every salary level comes with trade-offs. At lower incomes, freedom is limited by money. At higher incomes, freedom is often limited by responsibility, expectations, and pressure. Some people earning millions are deeply unhappy. Some people earning modest incomes are genuinely fulfilled. The real goal isn't just maximizing income. It's building a life where money supports your priorities instead of controlling them. Because at the end of the day, salary changes your lifestyle, but mindset changes your future. The person earning $50K while investing consistently, learning valuable skills, and avoiding lifestyle traps may eventually become wealthier than someone earning $250K who spends everything trying to look successful. And maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. Wealth is less about how much money enters your life and more about how long money stays, grows, and works for you over time. So whether you're earning $10K, $100K, or dreaming about $1 million someday, remember this: every level teaches something different about life, pressure, ambition, and happiness. And the people who truly win financially are usually the ones who understand that money is a tool, not an identity. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more deep dives into money, psychology, success, and the hidden realities behind modern life. And comment below, which salary level do you think changes life the most?